So it's just really gross old shag carpet. My truck is a custom cab. This is disgusting though, look at this. And today we're going to be installing carpet, sound deadening, dash carpet, and improperly installing an inclinometer in my 1986 Toyota pickup. So this truck has been sitting for probably about 4 years before I got it, and then a year and a half since the motor was getting done. And yeah, this carpet is just like some shag carpet someone else put in here. I don't think it is supposed to be in here, because even if you look over here, you get like an overlap there and whatnot. So it's just really gross old shag carpet. My truck is a custom cab, so I got the 4Runner carpet. So from the seats to the dash is the same throughout all the trucks, and the back is obviously different. No one makes a custom cab carpet, but I got the 4Runner because it gives you a little bit more length. I think it's about 10 inches short, which I guess whatever, it is what it is. It's going to be under the back seat, so you won't see it anyways. But yeah, we'll start pulling this out, and then we'll just throw the dash pad I got and the inclinometer in. They set in properly because I really don't feel like taking my dash pad apart and stuff and risking breaking a bunch of crap just to get this on there. So I'm going to take the plate off and or these bolts and stuff, and just kind of see what I can do to get it on the dash. Maybe thick thing of Velcro or whatever, because my dash is already clapped, so I'm not too worried about it. And I got the dash pad that actually goes over this, so I got the proper dash pad for it. But yeah, we'll do that. And we got some Xmat from Eastwood. So I've never used this before. This box is so heavy, so should be some good stuff. I've heard good reviews on it. I also got the plug for this, so it will light up and all that. So yeah, improperly, kind of proper. And the carpet I got is just the Auto Customs carpet off eBay. So cheap for what it is, and pretty decent quality. This is a work truck, so obviously I'm not too worried about the quality or whatever about it. So yeah, this is just gross. It's been bothering me, and it's just ugly. I probably shouldn't have got black because of that little princess and her white hair everywhere, but I like dark interior. Kind of just makes it more relaxing, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, we'll get her slapped in here. We're gonna start taking the seats out. The rear seats, from what it looks like, I've never taken them out before. There's a bolt that goes up through, so try to figure that out. And yeah, I gotta take these out actually to get that out, because I can't really maneuver it enough to get them out. Also, I want to point out, I don't know if this is normal for like custom cabs or not, but every bolt for the rear, like the rear 2 bolts on each side, are like through bolts and nuts on the other end. Not sure if that's factory or not, but possibly because of how weird the like extension is, like how they cut the floor, and I don't know, it's just so weird how they made these at like the limo shop. But just so much random stuff. Like, look at that. I don't know. But yeah, so that's not normal. I know that's not normal for like a regular cab, because I've taken the seats out of those before. And the rear seats are also just like through bolts that go through the frame of the seat. So yeah, I don't know, just weird, quirky stuff with a quirky truck. All right, I had to get someone to help me, because definitely need 2 people to do this. There's a bunch of these holding everything in the back. It's like the roll cage part, which is this hoop, and then, well, that hoop, and then the armrest. There's 4 on each side, plus every single part where the seat belts are held into, there's more of these. So yeah, kind of just a pain in the butt unscrewing these, especially because under the cab you have to get like a wrench, or I use a socket and just left it on off, on the off switch, and then had them on top with a what do you call it, impact. So yeah, kind of a pain in the butt, because you have to go over like inside this lip and then over on the other side of that angle iron. But yeah, and then across here there's a couple bolts there, but then across the frame here there's a bunch for the seat belts. So all those little holes there, yeah, just a bunch of these bolts. That's really the biggest pain in the butt. And I stand corrected, I'm pretty sure this is actually factory carpet, because look at the seam on the outside. It goes all the way around there. So this is probably the factory limo carpet. They just like kind of botched it right here under the seats where it was hidden. There might have been a center console like in its previous life. The guy had like some Chevy, I think that's out of a Chevy center console, and this just jammed between the seats. It was just so bulky and plastic and uncomfortable. They took it out, but it was covering this. But it's, I don't know, this is disgusting though. Look at this. It's like green. I wonder what color it actually was before. I mean, if I was into camping, I'd just leave that back seat out and just use it as a little sleeper. This thing is so cool. I just love these trucks more and more the more I tear into it. This is so weird just to see like the little step up, and this is literally wood treated with something because it's like a solid clear over it. I don't know. That's crazy. It's just so sketchy. This is 80s for you. Yeah, that was gross. I don't know how much mold might have been on there or not, so I just put a mask on. Alright, that was the back half. I think I get the front half. Probably be a little bit easier. Oh, dude, it still has a vinyl under it. What the heck? Oh my gosh. This literally is so sketchy. Yeah, it's hilarious. I forgot to mention, I have a picture of it, but those wicked old speakers were in the back of it. Right there. Eventually, maybe I'll put like a little 10-inch or 8-inch sub back there, but use real wiring, so. This carpet is so thick, too. This is so nasty. I'm so glad I'm getting rid of it. I'm gonna take this vinyl out, too, because I don't really see a benefit of having it. I mean, maybe keeping moisture off the floor directly, but it also doesn't allow it to evaporate because it traps it in. So, yeah, we're getting rid of that. This is ghetto. Even like the factory sound deadening is double layered. That's crazy. So I'm gonna try to get as much off as I can. I'm probably not gonna be able to get much off because it's as sticky as it all is. But I'm gonna try to get at least over here and then just sand that and spray it down quick, because definitely moisture was sitting in there a little bit. But luckily the cab mount area is still good and solid. Just surface rust everywhere. So I'm over here stripping the sound deadening on this side, which I'm only going to do this area. I was just kind of checking for any moisture damage or rust, and I'm just going to layer over top of the rest of it. But I was just looking over here and looking at junk, and I saw this. I was like, what the heck? It's the original shift knob cap. So that's pretty cool. So random. I don't know how it ended up under here, because if you remember the truck before, it had the original shift knob on it, but it was missing this little cap, so I think I have it in here somewhere. Oh no, I put it in my Toyota box. So yeah, but that's pretty neat. I'm definitely keeping that. But I got most of that basically stripped out to what I'm going to do. I stripped it to where the moisture was. It was actually way harder to strip that side than this side, obviously due to being packed down and stuff from the driver's side. But I'm going to scuff all that up and spray it real quick with some like rust encapsulator black paint, and then probably vacuum this out as much as I can, clean it up. I'm not really going to worry too much about this fuzz, because that is a whole other chemical mess to get rid of that stuff, because it's all adhesive from where they sprayed that carpet on, like they did that. They sprayed it and actually like molded it to the floor. So yeah, that's just a disaster. I'm literally just going right over top. This will stick good over back here because it's smooth, and yeah, we'll go from there. This is work truck vibes, not like we're not doing like a whole resto. This is just like I'm trying to make this a little nicer. Just use this stuff. Not sure how good it works. Never used it before. Eastwood has a version of this as well, but this was at the Walmart, and it's easier and more convenient. I've also had really good results with Rust-Oleum. Like, it's always worked good. I painted the hitch receiver on my square body Chevy, and I thought the paint would just bake off within like a year or something. I just wanted to cover up the old paint because it was surface rust or whatever, and it held up since the day I sold it, or till the day I sold it. So Rust-Oleum is very good. I highly recommend Rust-Oleum for basically everything. So while the paint's drying, let's take a look at this. We're definitely not doing this the proper way, so 10 out of 10, don't do it the way I'm doing. You're supposed to have it completely cleaned off and, you know, like bare paint for it to stick down, but your boy is on a budget, and the nearest place for dry ice to go stripping that is probably an hour and 15 minutes away from where I live. So we're just doing it the ghetto farm truck, work truck way, because that's how we roll around here. If I had the money for restoration, then I would be paying someone else to do this kind of stuff, because I hate doing this kind of stuff. But it'll make the truck nicer, on the interior, and quieter. So I have 9 of these, and they're pretty decently long. Like, this is, yeah, this stuff is pretty heavy too. So we got a decent amount. At least I want to do a layer in the front, and then I don't know, I really want some in the back too, because that's just literally wood back there. So I mean, at least get some decent amount right there, hopefully, and then we'll see how much it pans out to be. I'm really not sure, but yeah, this is literally just wood. It's like a bowling alley, the look of it. But yeah, we'll see. Playing it by ear. We're always doing things on a budget around this place and in a rush, because this is been my work truck since I have had it roadworthy. But yeah, still hunting my truck. Can't be doing like a 3-day project on it. So I was just test fitting with one. So that's one mat. I think we'll be pretty close getting the whole thing done, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll probably use the 9th one to kind of just fill in patches around everything, but I think we'll be good enough at least for a beater work truck. All right, I just did the first one off camera to kind of get a feel for it. It's supposed to have a roller and whatever, but I don't have that. We're just gonna do it by hand, baby. I just left some of the pad right here because this is all glued down still, and I don't want to mess with it because I don't want to mess that seam up where it's gonna be floppy. So just doing it like that for now. It's ghetto, but like I said, they don't make anything for this truck, and I don't want to mess up all that because this is all like custom done by a limo company. But yeah, we'll get this down. I got this middle section to throw in. It should fit pretty nicely. And then, so I'm going to throw these on the sides. There's going to be a gap in between, but I'm going to do the middle last just to see what I have left over from up here. Just trying to do it the best I can with what I got. And it's much easier to pull the front carpet up rather than this back stuff. So if I ran out up there or wanted to adjust something later on, it's way easier to pull that stuff up. This, I had to go like under the truck, pull the front seats out, and then pull the rear seat out. So I at least want to get the back done as best as possible, and then do the front with whatever I have left. And this looks like rust on camera, but it's not. It's literally all that glue. So that's why it's that weird gold color. Like I said, I'm not professional at all, obviously, but one of the things that I'm doing is laying it down with the paper on. The stuff's not really that sticky anyway, but lay it down with the paper on just to get an idea where you want it. I cut a slit here to kind of slide this under this because nothing bolts under here. The bolts for the seat go there, and then cut around any sensors or like plugs that you actually need access to. So that's how we're going to do this one and continue. This is going to obviously overlap. I'll have to cut the other side shorter, and then we should have plenty to kind of fill in this area. So the rear, I think I'm going to use these two, just overlap a little bit, because we'll seal it off a little bit anyways, a little better. Overlap like that, maybe trim some of it, keep the overlap, and then I have one more full sheet, and I'll just kind of patch here and there, and then I have this little piece, I'll patch right here, and then a couple little pieces, fill in around there, and I think we'll be good. Man, now I got this back all sealed up. Imagine camping in here. Look at that. You got some huge windows. You got a little skylight. So tempted to leave the back seat out of this thing, but let's be real. When am I going to ever go camping or have the time to? But not bad. I mean, I obviously can't kick my legs all the way out because I'm 6 foot tall, but there's enough room to camp a couple nights. All right. So we almost had enough. The only spot I didn't really get to do was the passenger side of the transmission tunnel, which I'm not too worried about anyways. One, this is more sound deadening than I had, and then two, I was going to split it evenly, like what I had left over, but I was like, you know what, if I end up wanting to finish this, then I can just pull that side of the carpet up, and I don't have to worry about pulling all this back too, so just easier that way, but definitely more sound deadening than it had before. So now, carpet time. So from my experience of putting carpet in the regular cab 85, this has to be cut basically all the way down to where this insulation is. So I'll probably just cut that to start with, because before I was like trimming it down. I'm like, it's still not fitting, because you really base the fitment off of where the seats go. So this little hump here, but I might try to cut this just right off the bat and save a big section of carpet, because that way I can move it back there if I have to. So I'll just try to fill in as much as I can with a strip, but we'll see. So I just went out and measured on my regular cab how much carpet was up there. So it's about 11 inches. So from this up, 11 inches for it to fit up there. So this might be a little bit shorter than the other carpet that I got, but I'm going to cut at 12, right about there. That way I can cut around things. If you go to 11, it's about like right here. Then 12 will be just an inch above, so then you're gonna have to cut around this and stuff. But either way, you can't even tell from up here, because it's above the pedals still and all that. So I think that's what I'll do. Kind of struggle doing it with one person, because you gotta fight both sides and try to get it up under here and stuff. I just slid it down, because that's actually how it was done, that custom carpet, and then they sewed the top of it, which is weird. But yeah, I'm just getting there. Probably gonna finish this tomorrow morning, because it's getting late and I'm hungry. But yeah, this easiest way to do this so you don't cut too much off of this is just fold the ends in like that and then push it up, so you're getting all the way up, so you can get your measurements and cuts decent. And then when you're done, you can just kind of trim this up probably about there, flip it over and put that trim back on. That goes the kick panel. Alright guys, this is the next morning. I'm going to wrap up the carpet off camera for the most part, because we got the most difficult part done, which is like the firewall area. And then I'll pick up the camera to do the rest of the stuff. But yeah, today is a little bit more cold. We got our first snowfall of the year, which is like 4 inches of snow, which I can't complain too much, as I hate winter and snow, because it is like late November now and we're just finally seeing snow. So besides the mountains always get snow randomly. But yeah, I'm going to do this quick and show you guys the results. Also, it's giveaway time. So we're giving away this 2015 edition Xmat EF Civic and Toyota 4Runner. I threw in the 4Runner just because we've been doing so much Toyota stuff lately. Also going to throw in a sticker and a couple other things. So a couple other little surprises in there. In order to get entered for that, what you have to do is comment below your Instagram handle, and then I'm going to post this picture on my Instagram. And I want you to comment your YouTube name, or whatever you call it, on that picture as well, so I can cross compare, because I don't have any fancy YouTube or sweepstakes companies. So I gotta actually go through myself, write everyone down, and put it in a random number generator and all that. So do that. And sadly, the only way you can get entered is if you have an Instagram, because there's no other way I can really do it, because I can't look stuff up on YouTube. But yeah, so do that, you'll get entered, and I will choose a winner. I'll probably let it run for 24 hours after the video's dropped, and then go from there. So just to show you, this is with the second piece of the 4Runner carpet. It's about that short, which you won't see once it's under, or once the bench seat's in there, it's under that. But just so you know, for reference, I could also like buy another carpet and just add a layer back, but don't really care. Maybe down the line if I really want to, but I like to just overlap the front a little bit right here, and that way you don't even have to cut a hole for the cord. That's for the seat, but overlap a little bit right there. That way it's sealed off a little better, and then yeah, I'll start trimming. And then for the back, obviously you don't want to just straight line cut this. You want to cut here, and then it's actually wider in the cab or the custom cab area. So leave that as long as you can. So now what I'm just not going to film because it's really painstakingly boring and long. I got to go through all these holes under the truck and take like a small screwdriver, a sharp one, and punch it up through to find the holes for everything, and then ream them out a little bit and then slam the bolts through, and that'll get the interior back together.
I don't need your help, but I appreciate it.
I'm gonna take this out of the box while I'm thinking of it. That way you can kind of flatten out a little bit. I got the suede one because, you know, luxury up in here. But this has the little inclinometer cover hood thing. So extra fancy, and it'll cover up the brown. I know brown doesn't match the gray, but it was cheap compared to the price of regular like gray and black ones. So I got a good deal on it, and that's why I bought it. Well, it's mostly in. I just got to work on getting this last bolt in. It's kicking my butt, but I got to get some stuff done. It is late and dark out, so I'll be back in the morning, and then we'll continue with the dash and that as well. But man, what a pain in the butt. It's just been like hours on having someone up here poking holes down through because of this like bench seat, the roll cage, the buckles. This is what is taking such a long time, is this back like interior portion, but it's all in there. The only thing that I changed is the guy had these aftermarket seat belts in it that were up on the roll cage. So I took those out because they were pinching like where the window seal is on the cage. So I just got rid of those. I'm gonna have to find 2 buckles for the other seat belts, the original ones, at the junkyard. But other than that, it'll be good to go. I don't know if you can see that little crease right there. That's where it was originally. That like aftermarket belt was just pinched up against there on both sides. So I just don't want to deal with that or put that extra stress on the window seal. All right, got the seats all figured out. Everything's back in. I gotta throw my dog blanket back in there. Got this at like Costco or something. It's actually like a dog blanket, waterproof and all that. So keep it on the back seat in case I go somewhere where she gets wet and all that. But yeah, not too bad. Don't mind my oopsies. Yeah, we'll not think about that. But I do have like the actual bezel or trim, whatever that goes over this. I just have to get the boots and then the bracket or make a bracket for it. So you won't see that later. But it was just so difficult doing each side by yourself. I ended up like sitting in the middle and like putting my legs under it and trying to maneuver around everything. It was just such a pain to do by yourself, but that's what happens when you rush everything. I also forgot I had door seals for the truck, so I'm gonna throw these on as well real quick. You literally just rip the old one off and then snap these into place. These are all torn up and saggy, and yeah, so it'll quiet it up a little bit too, some wind noise hopefully. This one wasn't even attached at all at the bottom or on the front. Look at that. Alright, so time for the inclinometer. Like I said before, we're not doing this the proper way because I just don't really care. Especially my dash is all cracked up. If I got like a new dash or something, then maybe I'd do it the proper way. And then I do have the harness, like I said before. I tested this out in my 85 to see if it lit up and stuff and everything works. So we'll figure this out. And I'm going to use the dash mat for more of a point of reference. Usually, I believe it mounts like directly in the corner here, basically, but just want to make sure. Just lining it up a little bit, and it is slightly to the right of the that corner there by the looks of it, which is weird because you think it would be lined up with these vents, or maybe I can line it up with those vents, but this gets all scrunched up right here. So, you know, we'll have to play this by ear. Alright, just to show you where to hook this up properly, I believe this is for the lights on here. I couldn't tell you, I'm more familiar with Honda stuff than Toyota, but you hook it in between the 2 clips, and then run the third one to your inclinometer, turn your lights on, and it just basically comes on with your lights. And then obviously you can turn the lights off with that if you want. But yeah. So we'll figure out how to get the wire up there. I might run it up through this or something. I don't want to do the whole dash drilling thing because I'll have to take the entire dash out and not really feeling to do that right now. If I were to go that far, I would just completely swap the dash pad out, because just might as well while you're at it. And I did look up on Google where the inclinometer is supposed to sit, and it actually is offset a little bit from the vents this way. So we'll mount it up like that with how it sits inside of the dash carpet, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so I'll show you how I did this quick. Obviously not the proper way, but hooked it up here obviously, and then I put it up through where that blue cable goes through for the climate control. So I put it up through the same spot as that, and then up here behind where the gauge cluster goes. So you just have to pull the bezel and gauge cluster out, and then from here what I'm going to do is just shave down a little spot here on the dash pad since it's already clapped, because that way I don't have to do anything with the hood. So I'll do that, carve a little piece right here, and you won't see the wire obviously because I have the dash carpet going over it. So I think that's the best way for me to do it right now. That way it's up there and I don't have to deal with removing the whole dash mat and stuff. I can do that a different day or something. I don't know. I really just don't care enough to. I just wanted this up here because I love these. Okay, so this is what I ended up doing. Just trimming it right there. This dash is so brittle. Yeah, this goes right through there. I edited this just for the heck of it. I mean, it's not really rubbing on anything sharp, but just for my sake, I guess. Mental sake. But yeah, we'll throw this back on and I'll show you how it looks all back together. Even not running a dash carpet, that's pretty subtle. Just a little wire going, but I'm gonna get the Velcro on and then we'll throw that on and we should be all set. And we're mint. Sweet. I love it. I've always wanted one of these things. So tomorrow we'll take this thing out, get some good pictures, cinematics, and close out this video. It's dark out now, so not worth going out. It's also going to be the first time this thing has touched snow in probably like 5-6 years, so going to be a milestone. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you like the video, I appreciate a like, subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the builds and the projects, and follow my Instagram, Conjo_brothers. Also be sure to comment your YouTube name on that photo on my Instagram, and comment your Instagram handle on this video, and I will be doing that giveaway. Anyways, I will see you in the next one, and good luck on the giveaway. Also, from what I can tell, it is a lot quieter in here than it was before, because I can barely hear my bed and tailgate rattling around. Because before I could hear that thing just clanking around like crazy, because the bolts are loose, some of them are just crusty, it was missing bolts when I got the truck, etc. But yeah, it's a little noisy in here right now because it's just slush I'm driving through, but it's a lot more of a bassy noise instead of like clanking and banging. So yeah, overall, satisfied.